Crixus was one of the lesser-known, yet undeniably significant gladiators who became a part of the Third Servile War, 73 to 71 BCE, a massive rebellion led by Spartacus. His name may not ring out as loudly as that of Spartacus himself, but Crixus played a pivotal role in one of the most monumental uprisings in Roman history. Like many gladiators of the time, Crixus was likely a slave. He may have been captured during military conflicts or sold into servitude, ultimately finding himself in a gladiator school in the southern city of Capua, Italy. It was in Capua, amidst the grueling training and brutal combat, that he became part of a much grander story than simply fighting in the arena. In 73 BCE, Crixus, along with many others, was part of a group of gladiators who rose up against the cruelty of their masters. What began as a simple escape by a handful of gladiators quickly morphed into something far more formidable. Crixus joined Spartacus in his struggle and played a vital role in the early days of the revolt. As a seasoned fighter, he proved to be a valuable leader among the escaped slaves, who soon began to form an army determined to fight for their freedom. Once Spartacus emerged as the leader of the rebellion, his army swelled in size, drawing not only former slaves and gladiators, but also disgruntled farmers and peasants. Among them was Crixus, who, likely due to his skill and experience, became one of Spartacus's closest allies. His leadership and martial prowess were evident as he participated in several decisive battles against the Roman legions. One of the earliest major victories of the uprising came at the Battle of Picenum in 73 BCE, where the slaves' army decisively defeated a Roman detachment. Crixus, being an experienced gladiator, played a crucial role in this victory, which marked a turning point in the rebellion. In the months that followed, the slaves continued to rack up victories, capturing towns and steadily growing their forces. Crixus was more than just a fierce fighter. He was integral to the decision-making and strategies that guided the rebel forces. While Spartacus was focused on the broader goals of the movement, Crixus and other commanders took charge of executing the tactical decisions. Despite the large numbers on their side, Spartacus's army was not well equipped or organized, which created a variety of challenges. One of the most famous operations Crixus likely participated in was the crossing of the Alps. In 72 BCE, to escape the pursuing Roman legions, the rebels decided to leave Italy and head into Gaul. This risky move paid off and became a key moment in the uprising. However, despite the success, the rebels couldn't stay in Gaul for long and were eventually forced to return to Italy, providing the Romans with an opportunity to regroup and strike back. After a series of defeats and internal struggles within the rebel ranks, the tide began to turn. The Roman army, now reinforced, focused its efforts on ending the rebellion once and for all. In the autumn of 71 BCE, Spartacus and his forces clashed with the legions of Marcus Licinius Crassus at the decisive Battle of the Salarius River. Crixus, like many others, fought in the final battle, which ended in a crushing defeat for the rebels. Spartacus was killed in the fight, but the fate of Crixus after the battle remains uncertain. Sources do not confirm whether he died in combat or was captured, but it's likely that he too perished. Crixus and his fellow rebels became symbols of courage and resistance, but their individual stories, like many others, remain shrouded in mystery, overshadowed by the more prominent figures of history such as Spartacus. Though Crixus didn't leave as lasting a legacy as Spartacus, his role in the slave rebellion should not be underestimated. He was one of the brave men who dared to challenge the might of Rome, fighting for his freedom and the freedom of countless others. His name may have been forgotten over time, but his actions became part of a greater struggle, one that inspired generations to come and continues to symbolize the fight for justice, equality,